Hello everybody, this is a new assembled live stream and I'm joined by Max and two awesome Lego designers from Billund. It's Yi-Chien and Marcus. So good to see you.
Good to see you too. Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Nice to see you guys.
Marcus, this time I brought somebody, Max. He is really a Harry Potter fan. He knows everything. He will ask you all the questions. And this is good for me because you know me. I haven't seen the movies yet. I have to read the books. So hopefully Max will ask you everything. But before we start, Marcus, look at this build here. I finished finally one of
you forgot.
Take you several years.
You forgot the stickers. You didn't finish.
And this is the story. Always the stories, Marcus. I'm so sorry. I put the sticker sheet on a place where I will find it. You know where it's safe. And now it's gone. I don't find it. It's so
That's so safe.
But I will show the second. This was a blast. And we talk about Harry Potter. Don't get me wrong here. But this is such a lovely set. Of course, the stickers are missing. It's such a great set. And I'm really happy to have it here. And I will put it in my town. So thanks again for this build, Marcus. So
thank you.
Thank you. This is all I have right now. So Max, we can talk about Harry Potter now. Harry Potter, magical theme. Just go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, do you want to show us anything, or should we just ask our questions? Or?
We are here to hear your questions and try to answer the best we can, because we have announced all the novelties we have that we can speak about so far. They are coming out in a few days from now. So we are all ears, and we'll try to answer as much as we can.
Okay, great. So I have pre-ordered all of them, at least all I could pre-order. I could pre-order at the moment because I really like them. And so my first question is, so I think with the new wave, you have like a new system of Hogwarts modulars, if you can say. So the last years, so the roof was gray in the past years, and now it's in sand green again, like in the beginning of Lego Harry Potter. So is it just because of the anniversary of Lego Harry Potter, or are you planning on continuing this new kind of Hogwarts modular system?
Well, the franchise is now, it's the fourth year that is on shelf since the restart in 2018. So it's very important for a franchise that lasts this long on shelf to just keep bringing newness to the consumers out there. And we want to be relevant to those that have been together with us since 2018, but we also need to captivate new kids into the franchise that maybe haven't responded before to the products that they might have seen on shelf. But now this one might be the one that gets them into it, or because maybe they are now at the age of getting into it. So it's always finding that balance of bringing enough newness and freshness to the franchise while still being relevant to those that have been with us. We saw a great opportunity here to reinvent the formula for the Hogwarts Castle models, so that we have these modular or smaller modularity that allows you to rearrange, mix and match, gives us also an opportunity to tap into locations and moments that we haven't before because maybe they weren't iconic enough in itself, and now we can actually go into those locations. And also gives us a chance to celebrate what was done 20 years ago, and that both myself, Yi-Chien, and other members of our design team have actually fallen in love with 20 years ago. So it's an amazing journey that we all have been through, and it's a way of also paying a tribute to that.
So I'm showing an image of the biggest set of the new wave. This is all I know. Jan will publish the review in a few days. I think we'll publish this on Saturday. And we've already published reviews of 3 other sets. So there's only one question I would like to add here. I'm a big fan of sand green. So this has been your first choice, or did you try different colors for the roof?
There was actually not a lot of exploration on the roof. There was a discussion whether we should stick to the dark gray or if we should do the sand green. And there was the kind of back and forth that was in the team. There were a lot of opinions. You know, some people wanted to keep consistency. Some people really wanted to bring something fresh and new. So the discussion was around those two primarily. And I personally was one of the ones fighting for the newness and the difference and the celebration of the original lineup. And I love sand green as well. So I think there's something nostalgic, but also very iconic about Lego Harry Potter in this color scheme.
So Yi-Chien, I have images of all 4 sets here. Which one is your set?
So like I actually done Hogsmeade and the Fluffy Encounter for this wave. And I'm very excited to show the Hogsmeade. I'm willing to answer any kind of question about Hogsmeade. And Fluffy, of course.
Okay, I will show the image, and Max, you can go ahead, please.
Yeah. So first of all, I think it's the second time that we got some Lego Hogsmeade sets. Or should I first ask something about Fluffy because we have the picture here? Okay. So I think sorry, it's also a bit that's the second time you've done a Fluffy figure. So was it intentional that you do a Fluffy in the anniversary sets? Because I think Fluffy was also in the first ever wave of Lego Harry Potter.
Yes. So we really want to revisit the Fluffy encounter, especially we don't have a Fluffy for a long time, and he's a very cool character. I was cute as well, and everybody wants to get. So that's why we think Fluffy is a very important character to include in this new wave.
And it gives also an opportunity to do something in a new take from what was done 20 years ago. And this one is a pretty cool build that gives kids a lot more posability and possibilities of play compared to the old Fluffy that we've done 20 years ago. It also shows how much the Lego design style has changed and evolved over the years. And as you've seen, we have had a lot of these magical creatures that are a lot more brick built, that offers kids also a lot more pieces to play with than these big pre-molded ones that we used to do.
In the review, Jan was mentioning that he think from all the sets, he thought there could be more going on inside the small build. So have you considered to put more details inside, or was it really about this big figure, which is the kind of creature or something?
Well, and Aiken probably can also speak to that, but I have to say that it was very important for us that we could create a space where Fluffy could fit inside the castle. Because, and maybe Andreas doesn't know this because he hasn't watched the movies, but the strongest or most important thing about Fluffy is that he's guarding a door. And there's a trap door on the floor that he's actually sitting on top and guarding. So that's the storyline, that's the mission. And on this playset, as it is today, if you rearrange it in a certain way, you actually put the trapdoor on top of the devil's snare, which is where the kids fall when they go through that door. So there's that whole storyline that you can play with the playset. And also when you combine it with a bigger castle, you can rearrange it however you want as well and mix and match. But it was about that, creating the space for the Fluffy to be inside of it.
Yeah, I have to say, if you check the movie, and for Fluffy, when Fluffy show out, I try to see where is the detail I can put in, where is the interior, but it's a very empty room, and it's okay, so I think I should include some food Fluffy and of course the trapdoor. But if we really base on the whole movie, then it's that's an empty room.
And I just tested if you guys know your own sets, because of course I know that this is Hogsmeade and I will show it right now. So this is the second set you worked on. And this is, by the way, really good looking. Again, I haven't seen the movies, but it's really good looking. So I love those things. The only thing I don't like, and all the stickers, I'm not a big fan of stickers. So wasn't there, or have you considered to put the windows as printed tiles, printed elements inside, or was it difficult to put prints on it?
Is Marcus, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can just say on that, actually, I don't think, and I might be saying a lie right now, or not a lie, not an intentional one at least, but I'm not even sure we've had proper equipment set up to print on those elements. And we have on the taller one, that is a different size, but I'm not sure we have the printing equipment on that one. So that also influences when we make these choices, whether we print something or we make a sticker.
Are the sets more based on the books or more based on the movies?
They are definitely based on the movies primarily. That's the source material we take from. But we also have a lot of passionate fans in the team that have read the books. And sometimes they try to sneak in a little hint here and there. But he can speak to the thoughts on the art.
Yeah, it's I think the harp is something I always want to challenge. And So I'm pretty satisfied with the final shape, and we have the sticker for the streams. So I think, yeah, I just want to say it's nice to include the hub there.
Yeah, and it's a way of bringing a little detail on the build that is more substantial as well, and it is a bit more of an iconic thing that kids recognize and hopefully have a little bit of fun building with, and fills up
because
as well.
Compared to we always want like a more interior, and I really need to find something to fill in the space, and the flute will be only just one single element.
Yeah. So I really like the hub. I think it's built perfectly. And
Cool.
yeah, I like
Thank you.
these little details from the books. And I also have a very specific question. So in the first set, Peeves was included, a ghost which is also just mentioned in the books. Did you have any ideas on including him in these special anniversary sets?
The story about Peeves back then, it's actually a very interesting story. When the first wave of products came out, there was this information about these ghosts, but because the movies were being made at the same time the products were being created 20 years ago, the team actually was under the belief that the character was going to show up in the movie, and it actually was part of it's in some of the behind-the-scenes footage in the DVD of the first movie, where you can see there was an actor cast for the character, and he was part of some scenes, but it just never made it to the official cut of the movie. So back then, that choice was, or the inclusion of that character in the products was because it was supposed to be in the movie. Today, we did not consider that, or there were some dialogues, but we didn't really pursue that because for the lore of the universe of Harry Potter movies, what the consumers know or the general public knows, he's not a recognizable character. He's not someone that the kids have seen in the movies or know who he is. So that's why we would prefer and gave priority to nearly Headless Nick.
Yeah, I also really like the new nearly Headless Nick because he can glow in the dark, which I think is just a great feature. And
which is also a little homage to the old Snape, because he used to have a glow in the dark head, which was kind of it was very an odd choice at the time, because I think at the time the design team thought, well, he's a sinister character, he's kind of weird. He would be kind of creepy that at night when you turn off the lights in your bedroom, you see that minifigure staring at you, glow in the dark. So we wanted to pay homage to that gimmicky, but we thought it would be super cool to actually bring Nick, nearly Headless Nick, in full glow in the dark color.
Yeah, I think that's a great choice, and I'm very curious how it works out when I have it in person here. And another question concerning the Chamber of Secrets set. I think it's based on, or it should be based on book 2, but you have also included a Luna Lovegood minifigure. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I also could be wrong, but I think Luna Lovegood is just introduced in book 5, or am I right? So why have you chosen this character for the set?
Good question, Max. Good question.
Great question. It's a detective question. No, so Luna is a character that we know is a fan favorite. We have a research from our IP partner, Warner Brother, that shows us that what is the affinity of the different characters, and is quite up high there, both for boys and girls. So when looking at the lineup of students that we wanted to put into this product, we want to give as much diversity and variety between the characters as possible. And we wanted to have as much representation of the different houses as possible as well. And Luna was one of the most iconic Ravenclaw students that we could feature. Now, we knew that she is only introduced into the franchise later on, but because of the information we have, it wasn't too far-fetched to assume that she was in Hogwarts at the time that the events of the Chamber of Secrets took place, because she is 1 year behind Harry Potter. So that's how we managed to have the dialogue with the IP partner, and they agreed that it was an okay stretch to bring in the character into this playset.
We have one more, if I'm not wrong here, and I think Jan published a review as well, a small one. So just take it away, Max. I will show the image. And I would like to add, Marcus, I know from the last 2 years, you've been involved in the design process of a few sets this time as well, or have you been only the design lead this time?
No, I was also still involved. So I worked directly on the bathroom polyjuice potion, exactly right there. I did the chess as well. I did the first flying lesson with Madame Hooch and Neville and Draco Malfoy, and then worked together with the remaining designers on a bit of everything. Worked with Nick Vaz on the big figures as well. So yeah, keeping my fingers touching all the sets as much as I can all the time.
And you know, Marcus, we are always looking for exclusive content, for the big news. Now you can tell us right here in front of the camera that there's going to be a big direct-to-consumer Harry Potter set this year as well. And what will it be?
Oh, sorry, I did not hear your question. My connection went blurry and I couldn't hear.
I'm still thinking of buying your big alley, which looks so good. It's crazy because if you haven't seen the movies, you don't know all the details. But it's again lovely built, and I think it's very special. But Max, would you like to add something to the whole lineup? Is there anything else you would love to know?
I've another question for the Hogsmeade set, and I think it's very beautiful. And I think it's the second time we are getting Hogsmeade in Lego, right? So I think it was included as a very small part in another play set for, I think, The Prison of Azkaban back then. And I think there are some very interesting characters included in the set. So these are characters which are connected to Hogsmeade, but which have not that, I think, not that big impact on the Harry Potter line in general, like other students like Luna or the others. So was it tough to recreate these characters so that every child can name them if it sees them? Because you just said that you need characters which the children also know, and I think these are very not obscure characters, but they don't have that much screen time. So was it tough to create them, or have you any strategy to create such characters?
It's definitely always a balance to try and find, the variety of characters that the consumers can recognize, the kids can recognize, but also that are relevant to the scene that we're telling and complement the play that we are offering in the model. So in this set with the Hogsmeade, we have two specific locations. So we have the 3 broomsticks and we have the honeydukes, and it was kind of a no-brainer for us that we should have the owners, the owners of the shop, because that's where the kids go and they interact with. And you have Madame Rosmerta, also the keeper of the 3 broomsticks. And those characters, even though they are very obscure in the sense that not a lot of people maybe know their names or recognize them when they see them, it also gives collectors a variety of characters we've never had before. And that's something we also take in mind or take in consideration when creating in the lineups of products, because we want to give as much novelty and differentiation across the products as possible.
Okay, there is one question I'm sorry, Max, of course you can.
Yeah, I've got another very short question to Yi-Chien. Would you like to create more Hogsmeade buildings? Because many people told me that they really love the first pictures of the set, and they created other buildings and stuff. So I know you can tell something about the future, but just would you like to create more of these buildings? Because I think they are very beautiful, especially in the winter with all the snow on it.
Yeah, thank you. I would say I would love to, but I cannot tell too much. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Yeah.
Okay, there's one question I would like to add. Marcus, I'm just a Lego blogger, as you know, but I've been a chess master when I was a kid. I was number 1 for 1 year in my little town where I grew up. So I beat 7 other people and was chess master for 1 year with 10 or something. Please tell me, why should I buy the Harry Potter chess? I will show an image here.
Ooh. Because I designed it.
Damn it.
No, I don't know. I think it's a beautiful, I am biased to say it, but I think it's a beautiful set, a beautiful chess set. You have very iconic builds for the figures. I think I tried to create an accurate representation of the statues we see in the movie in that scale, as close as possible. And even if you're not a huge fan of Harry Potter, and if you are a lover of chess, it's a game. You can play. You have everything you need there. It's complete. So I would say it's perfect. And it's a very affordable box.
Yeah,
It is,
and you get
Marcus.
the golden snake inside of it,
Oh, yeah.
which is also a very cool
This sounds
minifigure.
So if you sell your gold snape, you probably make half of the money of the box, and then
And all those like
Okay.
the helmet and the weapons in black and white.
Yeah.
It's so
Yi-Chien,
exciting.
it was so good to see you, Yi-Chien. And Marcus, there's
Yeah.
one last thing I have to tell you. There is a new running gag. As you remember, we've been part of the 24-hour live stream on Beyond the Brick. I was joining the show. I just thought maybe for a few minutes because a friend of mine will write. So and for some reason he was late. So I asked you like 1,000 questions, and my good friend Briggs O'Brien, he was kind of upset. So I promised. Kind of. It's a running gag. You know him. He's a great guy. We know each other. We've met a few times in New York City. So I promised him. Next time Marcus Bessa is on our show, I will invite him too, so he can ask all the questions on my stream. So are you willing, maybe in autumn, to do a live stream with yourself and Briggs O'Brien, and we will turn it around, and I'll give him all the space he needs to ask you all the questions for 1 hour. Are you willing maybe to do this in the future, Marcus?
we can talk about it. We can talk about it and figure out what's possible for sure.
Yeah, this is a maybe, but no, it was really a great deal, and I was guest, but I was asking all the questions. But this time I had Max around. Thank you for all the good questions. Yi-Chien, it was so good to see you
welcome.
again.
Yeah.
And Marcus, it's always good to see you, and I will look for the sticker sheet, and hopefully I will find it.
Please,
Guys,
thank you very much.
All the
Okay,
best
thank you,
for
guys.
you. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.